I built a wooden Bluetooth speaker for less than $30, and today I'm gonna show you step by step how you can do it yourself. Firstly, we're going to start with the design. As you can see, the enclosure is nothing more than little pieces that were fitted and glued. These parts are made from MDF. If you don't know, MDF means medium density fiberboard, an engineered material made from wood fibers, very common in the furniture industry. I decided to use MDF for two main reasons. First, I wanted the box to be made from wood, but I have no experience of working with this material. And second, my project should be as cheap as possible to keep it under my $30 budget. So MDF was the solution I found, and I'm pretty happy with the final result. Now you may be wondering, how I cut the MDF sheets if I don't know how to work with wood? The simple answer is I didn't do it. I delegated this task to a laser cutting machine. When I started this project, I had in mind I needed to automate the building process because of my poor crafting skills. That is why a laser cutting MDF machine would be the perfect match to me. I went to my computer, opened up Fusion 360, and started designing. I drew a lot of sketches and transformed them into 3D objects. These 3D parts won't be used by the manufacturing machine, but they are a great tool for you, the designer, to understand how your creation will be. So after finishing everything, I exported the sketches as a DXF file and sent it to a MakeStore. Later they mailed me the MDF pieces. Now that I had the material, the next step was to paint it. I used a special ink produced for MDF and wood in general called Bitumen Colors. This is a soluble in water ink that gives your panels this wooden look that I personally think is beautiful. When the ink dried completely, I applied AVA foam at the back of the MDF parts. I've done this to certify the enclosure is well sealed and therefore the sound quality will be good. Finally, the enclosure was finished, so I could start working with the electronics. As you can see on this diagram, our circuit is quite simple. To make it all work, first we need a battery. I'm using a rechargeable Li-ion battery pack that goes from 3.7 to 4.2 volts. It gives us enough energy to power up everything without burning any component. I connected the MHM38 Bluetooth module to the battery, but put a 2-position switch between them. This board can supply 2 speakers with 5 watts each and has a built-in amplifier circuit. Also attached to the battery pack, there is a charging and protecting module called TP4056. It has a micro USB port that we will use to recharge our battery. Last but not least, a pair of 5 watts for long speakers. They were the most expensive component of this project, but definitely worth the price. The sound is great if you keep in mind how much they cost. So after wiring up the electronic components and soldering them, I put the circuit inside the sound box and glue it. And now we have our own wooden Bluetooth speaker. But before celebrating our hard work, let's test our invention to know if it's working well.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll
Now that the video reached the end, I would like to thank you so much for watching. You really made my day better and helped growing this channel. But before saying goodbye, I want you to know that I created a GitHub repository about this project. There, you can find all the files I used, as well as a list of all components and how much they cost. So, what are you waiting for? Go to the link I put in the description and enjoy it. One more time, thank you so much for your time and support, and I'll see you in the next video.